More than 230,000 homes across the state have lost power during this storm today. A number of schools have already announced closings for Wednesday, including Boston Public Schools. That number is only expected to rise throughout the night. The city's response here was to add flex posts, which have since been destroyed. But Firth and others wonder why just fix this one intersection along Tremont if they're all similar. This site of a New Everett casino has come under fire from local Boston residents. It's under new scrutiny this morning following sexual misconduct allegations against CEO of Wynn Resorts, Steve Wynn. As Mayor Walsh gets set for his second term in office, sources from his campaign tell me that immigrant advancement and minority issues will continue to be a main priority for his platform. The company's #1 innovation that they talked about today, which is behind me, is the ePalette. It's a new digital marketplace, and it's going to officially be unveiled by the 2020 Olympics. Governor Baker said it's too early to talk incentives for Amazon, but the state will be awaiting next steps, and a decision is expected sometime this year. If the Boston area is selected, you could be seeing a lot more of these around here. A tradition unlike any other in Boston, the head of the Charles Regatta. 11,000 people competed over the weekend in the 53rd annual rowing race, which attracts spectators from around the world.
I love it. I just love it. I just recall my time. It's just kind of shaking few years of my life.
Some 300,000 made the trek to Boston for the two-day event, which the Harvard Square Business Association calls one of its major economic drivers of the year.
In order to keep a downtown area vibrant, it needs foot traffic. So when we have these events, and we must capitalize on them.
Other big events for the square's 350 businesses include Harvard Commencement and Boston Calling. They're essential for economic growth in the age of online shopping.
We just ask everybody to pause for just a moment before they, whip out the credit card and order something online. They're having an impact on their local business district.
This year's forecast, 70 degrees with blue skies. Gilson says even if Bostonians stay home during rainy regattas, people still come out in droves to support the local economy.
The people from Australia that, they're coming with a plane ticket in hand, they're not going to cancel because the weather's not cooperating. Sure, it attracts 11,000 rowers and spectators from around the globe, but as the president of the regatta said, it's more than just an event, it's a community festival. Reporting in Cambridge for BUTV, I'm Nick Neville. Transportation Secretary Stephanie Pollock is expected to speak about the record number of Thanksgiving travel that'll be coming to Boston through the weekend. A record 28.5 million people will be flying to the city, which means more people on the streets, more people on the roads, more people on that stretch of road along the Mass Pike that they're looking to overhaul, which the state says that currently 144,000 vehicles travel on that every day. State officials say a new project with cost estimates of more than $1 billion would rebuild parts of the Alston interchange along the Charles River, create more orderly streets, and add a commuter rail station. One local says it's long overdue.
A lot of this work has been neglected because the Big Dig sucked all our money out when it went over budget. MassDOT says that stretch of road shows signs of deterioration and costs about $800,000 a year to maintain. On the heels of the accelerated ComAv bridge construction this past summer, some are confident in the city's ability to act efficiently and within budget.
I think it's important. I mean, just last summer, they closed down a bunch of ComAv, right? And they had the shuttle system and everything, but context, I'm from Michigan, and their infrastructure is a bajillion times worse. So I respect what they do here.
What about funding? Due to the planned scale, toll revenue likely could not cover the highway portion. Some suggest private interests that benefit from the road should take on some of the costs, while others point to Harvard, which is developing in the area.
Well, the more Harvard pays, the better, because ultimately they're the deep pocket, and they have a big interest in anything along the lines because of the massive invasion into Alston that Harvard's doing out of Cambridge.
Now, if this plan does get approved, construction will likely break in 2020 and take about 5 years to complete. Reporting live this afternoon at South Station, I'm Nick Neville, BU News Service. Stick to sports. It's a phrase many athletes have grown accustomed to hearing. Though in today's political climate, it's increasingly difficult for athletes to stay silent. While the director couldn't comment on details related to the investigation, Comey said that no evidence has been found to support President Trump's claim that former President Obama wiretapped him. And trouble in Foxborough. Patriots quarterback Tom Brady has reportedly suffered an AC joint sprain, but not to worry, it's the non-throwing shoulder. If you look at the helmets that a lot of times Pee Wee football kids they're using, they're those same Rydell helmets that we're seeing in the NFL, and you think there's a lot of padding. Well, because there's so much extra room, the kids' heads are bashing against the helmet. Middlesex DA Marion Ryan has helped to bring legislation to Beacon Hill that will make sure that no one can get a towed car out of a lot tied to a drug-related case for 12 hours. This came to life because of one tow truck driver who's seen too much. And I have some postseason baseball to watch. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.